It is Friday, February 4th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 4 best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Now, before we get into a 3-1 recap from yesterday, a winning day, here's the parlay. As I promised, you guys have been killing the subscribe button, so here we go. Now, normally I'll do a parlay giveaway where I make the payout equal to however many subscribers we just hit. So that would be like 22,000, but look, those are ridiculous to hit. So instead, we're switching it up a little bit. Still a crazy payout, over $6,800. So as always, if this cashes, we're giving away half the winnings to a random subscriber. So that's roughly $3,400 to one of you guys. All you guys got to go do is click that subscribe button down below. Now, there's a little bit of a twist here because here's my second part of the challenge for you guys. Now, if the parlay hits and we manage to hit 1,000 likes on the video, I'll give away another $1,000 of the winnings. So go down below, click that like button, click that subscribe button. I'll talk about all the legs at the end of the video. We've never hit 1,000 likes. We've come close. I believe in you guys, so go hit that like button, smash it for me. We appreciate it. Now, as always, let's get into a quick recap and I'll break down the rest of the legs at the end of the video. As always, what are you waiting for? Go down below, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Let's talk about yesterday. Gary Trent Jr. absolutely sells. He was our only loss of the day. DeMar DeRozan, Fred VanVleet, and Mikal Bridges, man. All three of those guys crushed in their lines. Well, DeMar DeRozan took the first quarter off, but he still crushed a 3-1 profitable day. Hopefully we helped you out. Now, 2 last notes. Our weekly podcast is live. Go check it out. Great listen for your Friday mornings, Friday afternoons, whatever it may be. And number 2, as always, we have our sportsbook sign-up bonuses, risk-free bets, all of that stuff, all linked down below, dimers.com/COS. It helps me and it helps support the channel. So we appreciate you guys. Now let's dive in. We got a long video today, so we're going to get after it. Hopefully we don't talk too fast. Slow me down if you really want to. Our best bet of the day is the guy that cashed for us on Wednesday, Luka Doncic, over 46.5 PRAs, -115 on BetMGM. Not a surprise, he'll also be in the parlay. If you want to take this all the way up to 48.5, fine with that. Also like his triple-double tonight. Hint, hint. You'll see him in this. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Probably really talk about him here because Luka cashed for us on Wednesday, made us look pretty smart, and I basically could just copy and paste what I said in Wednesday's video right here. Now, Luka, basically the only guy on this Mavs team besides maybe Jaylen Brunson that can create their own shot and create shots for their teammates. Now, no offense to Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, Reggie Bullock, all those guys, or Dorian Finney-Smith, they're just not going to create their own shot. That's going to be Luka, and he did all of that in their most recent game. Now, granted, they did lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder, but Luka shot 33 times, scoring 40 points, and had chipped in 6 rebounds and 10 assists. Now, if we look at that, he didn't have a lot of assists or rebounds, and I think that will change a little bit today, but Luka should be again scoring and passing the ball all the time. Now, if you want to take just an individual line for him, take his points, in my opinion. Now, last game, like I said, he had 6 rebounds on 13 rebound chances and 10 assists on 23 assist chances. Now, that's an unusually low conversion rate for Mr. Doncic. I mean, that's 36 rebounds plus assist chances, only converting it into 16. Now, while I won't lie, his teammates probably won't make a ton of shots, he still should get a little bit more than 10 assists than on 23 assist chances. And today, I think he has a great chance of rebounding the ball pretty well against the Sixers team. Now, we look at the Sixers offense. What is it? Hey, Joel Embiid, here you go. Now get the hell out of the way. That's basically their offense, especially if they're trailing in games. And I don't blame them for doing that, if I'm being honest. It's not a bad offense. Now, we look at Luka. He did send home Doc Rivers, or didn't send home, but he had great games against Doc Rivers when he was the Clippers head coach in the bubble. But either way, you'll see Tobias Harris, Maxey, and the company on the three-point line. You'll see Joel Embiid down on one of the wings. And then who's going to be standing on the opposite side in the corner? Matisse Thybulle, who will likely be who Luka Doncic will guard today because you don't have to really guard Matisse Thybulle, no offense. The man plays like 35 minutes, attempts 3 shots a game. That's literally what he does. And so you'll see Luka just camping out on there, which will be on the opposite side. And we'll just see Embiid throwing up shots. And if Embiid misses, the rebounds should be going to Luka, who will be just camping on the other side of it. Now, we look at the last game versus the Thunder. The Thunder didn't know who the heck was going to shoot shots. You couldn't really disguise Luka on defense. You can definitely disguise him in this game, just putting him on Matisse Thybulle, who's not really involved in a lot of their offensive actions. He's not going to be really driving to the hoop. He's just going to be standing in the corner for the most part. So Luka should be able to crash for some rebounds, which is why I think he gets more rebounds than just the 6 he saw last game. And we'll see Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber kind of messing around with Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris and company as well. So I like Luka Doncic. I like the triple-double. That's why he's going to be in the parlay. I'm not going to make them parlay. You can make it triple-double and to win. No chance. I'm not doing that. But I think Luka has a great game. I'm taking his over 46.5 PRAs. Moving on to my second play of the day. Jaylen Brown over 24.5 points, -114 on FanDuel. Now, Mr. Jaylen Brown, I've told this in the past. Jaylen actually, when I lived in Atlanta, he went to my high school, Wheeler High School to be exact. And while I moved away from Atlanta before I even got to high school, it moved before 7th grade. Maybe Jaylen and I could have been best friends. Who knows? Who knows what the trajectory of our lives? Maybe I'm in the NBA and he's making these videos. Who really knows? No, you can't count it all out, right? Now, Jaylen, let's get into some numbers because let's be honest. Jaylen Brown one of the better scorers in the NBA that they have to offer. Now, you don't see me betting a lot of Celtics props because you never know if it's a Brown or Tatum night. And last game, well, it was neither because Brown had 15 points and Tatum had 19. And they still beat the Hornets, but still wasn't a big game for them. Marcus Smart really stepping up. But prior to that game, Brown had hit this over in 4 straight games. 30, 26, 31, and 29 points, playing very good basketball. And today they take on the Pistons, another team that yet we've seen Jaylen Brown have great success against. Here's his last 5 games against the Pistons. 27, 31, 25, 24, and 26 points. Missing the over just once on the hook. Now, over the last 30 games, Pistons have allowed the 3rd most points per game to opposing shooting guards. That is Jaylen Brown's position. And as some people say, and I don't necessarily, as some people might know, the NBA All-Stars were announced yesterday. Got to say congrats to our man Darius Garland for making it first-time All-Star. Now we look at a guy named Jaylen Brown and a couple others obviously were snubbed from the team. I don't need to get into the politics. Jaylen Brown didn't make it, but sometimes these guys get a little fire lit under them that they're like, you know what? I'm disrespected, and he might just go off today. Now, granted, the Celtics might not have the best record in the league, but still, Brown averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, I'm not here to debate if he's an all-star or not. Other guys are deserving that made the list. Look, Chris Middleton, a little bit suspect, but wearing my Greek Freak shirt, so he deserves it. But either way, these guys are humans. They're going to have some emotions, and they want to be recognized for their play. And Jaylen was not recognized for making the All-Star game. He made it last year, didn't make it this year. Maybe he just comes out a little bit angry against the Detroit Pistons. That's not my whole analysis, not banking on him coming out angry. He has a great track record against this Pistons team. It's a great matchup, and I think Jaylen gets it done. We're taking it over 24 and a half points, locking it in. Now, here's my spreads and over-under picks for the day. These are unofficial picks. They're leans. I'm not putting a dime on them because I don't like betting on spreads or over-unders, but I know people ask me in the comments. So I like the Hornets -4.5 in the over 227.5 in the Nets and Jazz game. Do what you want with them. Won't count them towards my record, win or loss, but I think those have a decent chance of cashing. Now, let's move into my final 2 player props of the video before we get into the parlay, and I'll hint at probably my 5th player prop that I'll probably add after the video. Christian Wood, over 10.5 rebounds, +100 on points bet. Now, here we are with Mr. Wood, one of my favorite players in the NBA. Loved him with the Pistons and love him with the Rockets. Now, I think he's pretty underrated. If you want to take his points plus rebounds or PRA line, go for it. I don't trust the Rockets ball hogs to give him the ball. Now, today, Christian Wood and the Rockets take on the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the Spurs, over their last 15 games, well, only one team in the NBA has allowed more rebounds to the opposing center position. Don't exactly remember who that was. Probably the Hornets. But still, they've allowed the 2nd most rebounds per game to opposing centers, which is Wood's position. Now, last game, they were obviously, and today, they will again be without Jakob Poeltl and Jock Landale, who I believe played for the Australia national team with Joe Ingles and Captain Australia, Patty Mills. Why did I call him Patrick? But either way, last game they started Thaddeus Young at center against the Miami Heat. And we saw Bam Adebayo, 11 rebounds in 30 minutes. Now, personally, I think Christian Wood's a little bit of a better rebounder than Adebayo. Plus, you look at Christian Wood, he's not only the primary rebounder for this team, and not that Adebayo isn't, but still, they got Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, all those guys to grab rebounds. They don't have a lot of guys out there for the Rockets. Now, and they played a much faster pace than that Miami Heat team. Now, I think Wood, you've seen him dominate in the past. You look at his game log, he's hit this over in 6 of his last 9 games. He's had 13 plus rebounds in 4 of those 6 games, or 4 in 5 of those 6 games that he went over, and 14 plus in 4 of those 6 games. Spoiler alert for the parlay. We had him for 14 plus rebounds today. Now, Wood did go under in his last game against the Cavaliers. Much more concerned with boxing out Kevin Love, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. Instead of just grabbing the rebound, he did have 5 fouls as well. Now, he did only have 10 rebound chances, very low for him. Still cashed in on 7 of them. Now, we look at the last time these two teams played. He only had 7 rebounds in 24 minutes, a complete blowout. But still, Wood has never, over these last 9 games, never gone under in back-to-back games. Obviously went under in the last game and went under the last time he played the Spurs, which everyone and their mother was on his overs that game because I don't blame him. Now, this is exactly what will happen. You see a lot of people on the over for one guy in one matchup. He goes under, and then everyone the next time they play, they're like, heck no, I'm not doing it again. And they're going to sit on the sidelines while Christian Woods hits this over by halftime because that's just how the NBA works and how player props sometimes work out. Now, we look at Wood prior to that 7-rebound game against the Spurs. His previous 3, 11, 18, and 15 rebounds. There's a reason I got him for 14 plus today in the parlay. I think he's got a good chance to haul down those rebounds in a fast-paced game against the Spurs. Both these two teams play super fast. Maybe we'll have another player prop in this one, but I like the value plus 100. I love it at 10.5 rebounds, not asking for a whole lot, plus 100 on PointsBet. If you don't have a PointsBet account, go click the link down below, diamers.com/COS, and sign up with our link. We appreciate it. Now, I love him. Christian Wood over 10.5 rebounds. So my last play of the day, before I talk about 3 other leans, and then we'll talk about the parlay, Nikola Jokic over 47.5 PRAs, -104 on FanDuel. No surprise on my 4 official plays. or in some variation in the parlay. Now, FanDuel is the only line only book with this line at the moment, which is very odd, but still, hopefully we don't get a bad line here. But look, Jokic, like Luka, I like to get a triple-double. And look, he's going to play. I picked him on Wednesday to get a triple-double, and then he got ruled out. He should be active today. He's not on the injury report. Now, prior to the Nuggets are on a 2-game losing streak. They have lost 2 straight games, and we all know Jokic, one of the best players in the NBA. Honestly, he's basically this whole Nuggets like. They impressed me. They only lost by 4 points to the G League Jazz last game, but still, they did not look that great. They never look good without Jokic, and I think he'll come back and play pretty well for him. Now, Jokic has gone under in 2 straight games, 45 and 43 PRAs, only playing 28 and 30 minutes in those games, attempting just 9 and 12 shots. Bet you he attempts a little bit more today and gets pretty active. Now, look, the last time these 2 teams played against the Pelicans, well, it was exactly a week ago, last Friday. The Nuggets won by 11 points. Jokic had 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists for 52 PRAs, cashing the triple-double, hence why it's in the parlay today. Now, let's talk about that game in a second. Jokic played just 30 minutes. He didn't play his best. He had 6 turnovers and 5 fouls, and that was a game he was matched up against Willy Hernangomez. Today he'll have Jonas Valanciunas, which Willy Hernangomez actually is out today, so he'll have Jonas Valanciunas to match up against, and that's perfectly fine with me. Jokic, in general, he's hit this over in 6 of his last 9 games. Against the Pelicans, to be specific, he's hit this over in 5 of his last 6 games. His lone miss, ending with just 47 PRAs right on the hook. It was a game he had just 7 rebounds, but he gets a little bit more today. Now, his game log against Jonas Valanciunas, perfectly fine too. He played him earlier in December, I believe December 8th to be exact. He had 39 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, cashed in the triple-double again in that one. I think Jokic gets his team back in the winning column, leads his team by example. Brandon Ingram should be back, so should be a closer game, hopefully. And we should see Jokic hopefully play closer to 35-ish minutes today. He's been playing 30 or less in the last 3. If we can get 35 minutes, we love Jokic. I think he's going to get it done tonight. Now, I should have his shirt on tomorrow if he does cash, hopefully. Now, hopefully he gets that triple-double, which he's had 2 straight versus the Pelicans, 2 of his last 3 games in general, and he's normally flirting with that triple-double with 10-plus rebounds in like 39 of his 45 games, and he's getting those assists, 8-plus assists in almost like the last 12 games. So, I love him over under 221.5. I think Jokic got a good chance to get a triple-double. Now, before I talk about the parlay, here are my last 3 leans of the day. LaMelo Ball over in points or PRAs, DeJounte Murray over in PRAs, and someone on the Raptors, probably VanVleet assists again. Probably add one of these, only going to have 5 plays on the slate. I'll add them later on in the afternoon. But look, you got LaMelo Ball and Murray, both guys that were snubbed from the All-Star team, although Murray might make it with Draymond Green being out for the game. Both these guys snubbed. We already talked about, LaMelo Ball. I mean, he could arguably be on that All-Star team as well. I think he's just going to take that a little bit personally, and he's played pretty well as of late. Murray, obviously, fast-paced game against the Rockets. He should have a good chance to fill up the stat sheet if he plays today. I don't know if he plays. Right now it says out on the injury report, but you guys know that's how the NBA injury report is. They say he's out, and then randomly they'll launch him back into the game. So we'll see. And then obviously VanVleet's been cashing like crazy. And let's talk about the parlay. You see $22.22 to win over 6.8K. Like I said earlier, if the parlay cashes, we're giving away half the winnings to a random subscriber. And if you guys manage to hit 1,000 likes on the video, I'll give away another $1,000 of the payout to one of you random people out there that is subscribed to the channel. So go down below, click the like button if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Now, I don't really need to talk about all these legs. It is placed on FanDuel. I mean, we already talked about Christian Wood over in rebounds. We obviously like the regular over today, 10.5. We love it. 8+ matchup against the Spurs. He's had 14+ in the past against the Spurs team. Certainly can do it. Now the next one, Jaylen Brown, 30+ points and a win. Look, Jaylen, if he gets hot, he can hit this with ease. He can knock down threes like better than almost a lot of the players in the NBA. Once he gets hot, could have a little bit of a fire underneath him to get that. Just be a little bit disrespected from not making the All-Star team. Plus, the Celtics should get a win, I would hope. If that's the one leg that loses, that they don't win, I don't know what I'll do. Luka Doncic triple-double. Not going to mess around with them to win, but if you want to, you can. But I don't trust him at all. This team's not very good. And when Luka goes off the court, very similar to Jokic, who we'll talk about in a second, his team's not that great. So I like that. I think he gets more rebounds today, like I talked about earlier. And Jokic triple-double and a win. Look, he did it a week ago. I think he can do it again. So we're relying on him. Now, if you don't have FanDuel, you can click the sportsbook link down below, dimers.com/COS to sign up. I think we got a good chance of cashing this one. This is arguably the most confident I've been in one of these parlays. I really like all these 4 legs. They're the reason they're all our 4 individual plays of the day. So simple like that. Click that like and subscribe button. That's all. I've done a lot of talking. We're over 14 minutes in the video. Check out the podcast. It's linked on the screen. Let's have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.